I once again welcome you all the session on the herbal drug technology. Today we are going to start the new topic, that is the nutraceutical. If you can see the global market of the nutraceutical, it is growing drastically since last 20 years. And in the most of the cases, we are using the nutraceuticals from the source of minerals, herbs, animals, and so on. It is having a great role in the management of the health and health related consequences or diseases or the disorder. So let us move towards and we'll see the content of the topic nutraceuticals. So in this topic, we are going to discuss the general aspects of the nutraceuticals, then the market size, then the expected growth in nutraceuticals, then the scope of the nutraceutical, what is the scope of nutraceuticals, then types of products available in the market. Then we are going to discuss the health benefits and role of nutraceuticals in the elements like diabetes, cardiovascular diseases, cancer, irritable bowel syndrome, and various gastrointestinal diseases. Furthermore, we are going to discuss study of the various herbs as a health food. For example, alfalfa, chicory, ginger, fenugreek, garlic, honey, amla, ginseng, ashwagandha, and spirulina. More than 50% of these herbs as a health food we are knowing or we are consuming daily. Say, for example, ginger, fenugreek, garlic, honey, and whatever remaining things are there, it's a somewhat newer, which is a part of nutraceutical. So let us move towards the learning objectives of the nutraceutical topic. Here I have set the 3 learning objectives by considering the content. So very first learning objective, so you will be able to understand the general aspects, then the definition, then the market, growth, scope, and types of nutraceutical products available in the market. You will be able to describe health benefits and role of nutraceuticals in the elements like diabetes, cardiovascular diseases, cancer, irritable bowel syndrome, and various gastrointestinal diseases. Then you will be able to discuss various herbs as a health food like alfalfa, chicory, ginger, fenugreek, garlic, honey amla, ginseng, ashwagandha, and spirulina. So these are the 3 objectives I have set for the topic nutraceutical. Let us move towards an introduction to the nutraceuticals, and we will discuss the definition of the nutraceuticals. So the term nutraceutical, it is coined in 1989 by Dr. Stephen D. Fallis, who is the chairman of the Foundation of Innovation in Medicine. So whatever the term which came into the existence, it is being coined by the Dr. Stephen D. Fallis in 1989. This term is intended for nutritional supplement that is sold with the intent to treat or prevent disease and does not have any regulated definition. If you can see the term nutraceutical, it's a very broad terminology. All of you are aware about whatever the pharmaceutical definitions are there. All the regulatory books, they define some pharmaceutical terms. In the same way, for the terminology, nutraceutical, it is not described in any of the official compendium or any of the regulatory bodies. And it is the intended for a nutritional supplement that is sold with the intent to treat or prevent disease. So whatever the nutraceutical products are there, they are used to manage the diseases, they are used to treat the diseases, they are used to prevent the diseases. Say for example, certain chronic diseases like diabetes, cardiovascular diseases, gastrointestinal disorders, then the cancer and so on. Nutraceutical is any substance that may be considered as a food. So what is a nutraceutical? Broadly, if you can see, the nutraceutical is any substance that may be considered as a food or a part of food which provides medical or health benefits encompassing prevention and treatment of diseases. So the nutraceutical term, it is very broad. It is being considered as a food or a part of food. It is being considered as a food or a part of food. From that, we are getting the certain medical or the health benefits, and which encompassing preventing and treatment of the diseases, which is being used to prevent and treat the diseases. So simply you can say the nutraceutical, it is the food or any part of the food which is being used to treat or prevent the disease, that is being known as the nutraceutical. Most of the chronic diseases such as the diabetes, cardiovascular diseases, obesity, these are going to be occurred due to incorrect diet and the lifestyle. If you can see the lifestyle of the human being, it is going to be changed day by day, isn't it? Maybe the so many types of the fast foods are available in the market, and generally we used to eat all these fast foods, right? And that may lead to the certain chronic diseases, maybe for example, certain cardiovascular diseases, maybe the weight gain is yet another thing, and diabetes mellitus, along with the cancer, then gastrointestinal disorders, and so on. Hence, the nutraceutical play an important role in a disease prevention as well as the promoting health. In such a situation, if we could use if we consume the certain nutraceuticals, at least whatever these chronic diseases are there, they are going to be prevented, as well as if we are having certain diseases, might be chances of treat these diseases with the help of the nutraceuticals. We are not getting a complete cure by using the any of the nutraceuticals or any of the allopathic medicines, isn't it? Whatever the chronic diseases I have listed over here, they doesn't have the complete cure, right? We can prevent it, right? We can treat it, whatever situation is there, we can stabilize the patient on the same line, isn't it? Without furthermore distortion or the degradation of the parameters. So nutraceuticals are often referred to as phytochemicals or the functional food. So whatever the nutraceuticals are there, which are available, they are often referred as phytochemicals and the functional food. They are considered natural with bioactive compounds that have health promoting, disease preventing, or medicinal properties. So these are generally referred as phytochemicals or the functional foods, and they are being considered as natural with the bioactive compounds. Listen carefully. They are being considered as a natural and the bioactive compound that have a health promoting, they are going to promote the health, they are going to prevent the disease, or they might have certain medicinal properties. Say for example, turmeric, say for example, garlic, say for example, chicory, say for example, onion, and so on. What not? There are so many things are there. So it was used to describe food or food components which have the potential to cure specific disease condition. Let us see the concept of nutraceuticals. So if you can see the nutraceuticals, It is derived from the two terms, one which is a nutrition and another one that is a pharmaceuticals. So which becomes a nutraceutical. So nutraceutical comprises furthermore herbals, fatty acids, probiotics and prebiotics, then vitamins and minerals, amino acids and proteins. Maybe all of you are aware about all these terms. Already we have discussed the herb, what is mean by herb and all those things. These are the things which are having a medicinal properties, isn't it? And which are being used to prevent or treat the diseases. Similarly, the certain fatty acids are there. They are also useful, right? The source is the fish. Then the probiotics and the prebiotics. What are the probiotics? Probiotics are the living microorganisms which are beneficial for our health. Prebiotics are the ingredients which promotes the growth of the probiotics, right? Then vitamins and minerals, already you might have studied certain vitamins and minerals, isn't it? They have the beneficial effect on the health. Then the amino acids and proteins. Yes, we require the amino acids as well as the proteins. So all these are the nutraceuticals. Let us see the certain applications of nutraceuticals in a prevention of the various diseases. Just look at the image. I have listed here the around 7 chronic diseases. Very first one, that is a cardiovascular disease. If you can see the whole population, maybe more than 2% people, they are going to suffer from the cardiovascular diseases, along with they are going to be complicated with the diabetes mellitus, isn't it? And it becomes very challenging to prevent the disease, as it is going to be day by day, the cases are going to be increased for all these chronic diseases. And maybe the omega-3 free fatty acids are going to be beneficial in the treatment as well as prevention of the cardiovascular diseases. The second one, that is the inflammatory disorders. There are certain inflammatory disorders are there, maybe which are associated with the other diseases, and in these cases, the generally we are using the nutraceutical, that is the glucosamine. Then Parkinsonism disease, that is something related, which is age-related diseases there, and in which we are using the creatinine. Then the obesity. Obesity is the biggest challenge in front of whole world, isn't it? And it is not at all possible to control the obesity, because all the things are depend on our lifestyle. All the things are depend on our what we can say, the diet and so on, isn't it? And it is one of the biggest challenge. And we have the dietary fibers which are to get the or to prevent the obesity, right? That is a weight gain in a human being, which furthermore leads to the cardiovascular diseases as well as the diabetes mellitus. Then the then the Alzheimer disease. See, the Parkinsonism disease, yes, it is age related. Okay, Alzheimer disease, again, it is age related. And in this disease also, we are using the nutraceutical that is known as the beta carotene, right? Most of the vegetables, they are rich with the beta carotene, and which could be useful in the treatment and prevention of the Alzheimer diseases. Then the diabetes mellitus. There are so many herbals are there which are widely used to treat and prevent the diabetes mellitus. Here I have cited only the example of soya protein, which could be advantageous or one of the nutritional supplement in the case of the diabetes mellitus. Then the last one, that is the cancer. Yes, it is the biggest challenge in front of the all scientists, how to get the relief from the cancer, because the end is the death, right? And we don't know when it is going to happen. It might be the patient is having a lifespan starting from 1 week to 1 year, right? and maybe the nutraceutical is one of the way by which at least we can get the relief from certain adverse effects. At least we can get the relief from the what we can they are having ability to control the malignancy, ability to control the growth of the tumor, and so on. And here we are using the lycopene and the tea. You can say the green tea, which could be widely used in the cancer. If you can see all these diseases, maybe all these you can put all these things in a chronic diseases, or you can say it as a long-term diseases, isn't it? And we have the option to use the certain antioxidants. Why this is so? Because whatever the oxidative stress is there in all diseases, it is going to be increased. And if you can reduce the oxidative stress, if we can reduce the oxidative stress, automatically the disease is going to be prevented, or it is going to be treated well with the help of nutraceuticals. So this is the concept of nutraceuticals. Let us see the correct definition of the nutraceuticals. So according to Dr. Defalis, nutraceutical is a food or a part of food that provides medical or health benefits, including the prevention or treatment of disease. The definition is very simple. The regulatory definition is not available. So Dr. Defalis defined nutraceuticals as the food or food part that provides medical or health benefits, including the prevention or treatment of the diseases. Yet another definition is there, which is being modified by the Health Canada Nutraceuticals. And nutraceutical is a product prepared from food, but sold in the form of pills or powders. Listen carefully. Or in other medical forms, not usually associated with food, and has a physiological benefits or provides protection against chronic diseases. That is known as the nutraceuticals. So if you can see the definition which is given by the Health Canada Nutraceuticals, it says that these are the products which are prepared from food. Okay, fine. Whatever the product is there, which is prepared from the food, which is prepared from the herbs, which is prepared from the minerals, vegetables, and so on. In the form of the dosage form. In the form of dosage form. For example, like a pills, powders, or any other medicinal form, not usually associated with the food and has a physiological benefit or provides protection against the chronic diseases. So they are going to prevent the disease. They are going to provide the protection against certain chronic diseases. For example, take an example of turmeric. Maybe daily we are consuming the turmeric as a part of food, isn't it? Maybe some of the food items contain small quantity of turmeric, but that is not going to be considered as a nutraceutical. If we have given the capsules, tablets, or in other form of turmeric to the patient, then it is being considered as a nutraceutical. No doubt, in both the cases, it is going to act as a nutraceutical. But the Health Canada says that it is a product prepared from food item but sold in the form of pills, powders, or in the other medicinal form, not usually associated with the food, and has a physiological benefits or provides protection against chronic diseases, that is known as the nutraceuticals. Let us see the definition related with the probiotics and the prebiotics, because furthermore we are going to use all these terminologies, and I felt that you should know the definition of probiotics as well as the prebiotics. So what are the probiotics? So probiotics, these are the microorganisms introduced into the body for its beneficial quality. For example, in the case of diarrhea, generally the probiotics are given in order to control the diarrhea, in order to manage the GI gut flora, right? Then the prebiotics. So prebiotics are different. They are not a living microorganism, but these are associated with the ingredients which are going to promote the growth of the probiotic microorganism, or they are going to promote the growth of the beneficial microorganism, that is known as the prebiotics. So prebiotics is a non-digestible food ingredient that promotes the growth of beneficial microorganism in the intestine, that is known as the prebiotics. Let us move towards the nomenclature of the nutraceuticals. So there are so many countries, they have given the nomenclature for the nutraceuticals. So according to Canada, it is being considered as natural and non-prescription health products. According to USA, it is being considered as a dietary supplement. According to European Union, they have given the name food supplements. Then according to Russia, it is a biologically active supplement. According to Japan, it's a food with a health claims. And according to Australia, it's a complementary medicine. And all these nomenclature comprises the functional foods, comprises the nutraceuticals, comprises the minerals, vitamins, the dairy products, prebiotics, probiotics, and herbals, right? So this is about the introduction to the nutraceuticals. Let us move towards the classification of nutraceuticals. There are so many ways are there, and we are going to discuss all these ways, how the nutraceutical it is being classified, right? Here in the classification, we will discuss in brief the details of the all nutraceuticals, and later on under the nutraceutical products, whatever the further details are there, we'll discuss under the nutraceutical products. The very first part, the nutraceuticals are going to be classified as dietary supplements, then functional foods, and medical food. All these three terms are very different, right? That is the dietary supplements, then functional foods, and the medical food. The very first one, that is the dietary supplement. So what is mean by the dietary supplement, right? Again, it is a different than the functional and medical food. So dietary supplements, according to law defines the dietary supplements in part as a product taken by mouth that contain a dietary ingredient. That contains a dietary ingredient. And which are those dietary ingredients? Which includes vitamins, minerals, amino acids, herbs, or botanicals, as well as other substances that can be used to supplement the diet. That can be used to supplement the diet. They are going to be used as a dietary supplement, right? So in brief, it is going to include the vitamins, minerals, herbs, amino acids, and substances such as the enzymes and the organ tissue. They are being considered as a dietary supplement. For example, all these things are available in the form of tablets, in the form of capsules, soft gels, or the powder, right? Along with our food item, if we are consuming certain supplements in the form of tablets, capsules, soft gels, or powders, which comprises the vitamins, minerals, herbs, amino acids, enzymes, and organ tissues, they are being considered as a dietary supplement. The next one, that is a functional food. So it is a food claimed to have an additional function by adding a new ingredient or more of its existing ingredient. The product which consumed in the natural state rather than liquid or capsule form, which modifies the function of body. For example, vegetables, rice, wheat, fruit, eggs, and meat. All these are being considered as the functional food. So functional foods, it is a food claimed to have an additional function by adding new ingredients or more of existing ingredients. The product which consumed in the natural state rather than liquid or capsule form, which is going to modify the function of the body. We are not consuming the material in the form of capsule or the body. We are not going to consume the material in the form of capsule or tablets. In such cases, it is said to be the functional food. For example, vegetables, rice, wheat, fruit, egg, meat, and so on. So dietary supplements are which are being consumed in the form of certain dosage forms, right? Tablets, capsules, powders, and so on. Then medicinal food or medical food. So whatever the terminology indicates that all these are being consumed under the supervision of physician, isn't it? In such cases, it is said to be the medical foods. The food formulated to be consumed or administered internally under the supervision of physician and which is intended for the specific dietary management of diseases. With the help of these foods, certain diseases are going to be managed and these are being taken under the supervision of the physician, and that is being considered as a medical food. For example, transgenic cow, then lactoferrin for immunomodulation, then oral vaccines, transgenic plants, and health bars. All these are the examples of the medical foods. Let's move towards the yet another classification of the nutraceuticals. Furthermore, the nutraceuticals are going to be classified as traditional and non-traditional nutraceuticals. So what are the non-traditional nutraceuticals? Either they are the fortified nutraceuticals or recombinant nutraceuticals. Fortified nutraceuticals, simply the example is orange juice fortified with the calcium milk, right? And the recombinant nutraceuticals which are being prepared with the help of the biotechnology. For example, products from the recombinant plant, then animals and the microbes, right? So in this way, the non-traditional nutraceuticals are going to be classified. So non-traditional nutraceuticals, very first one, that is fortified nutraceuticals, and second one, that is a recombinant nutraceutical. The example of the fortified nutraceutical, for example, orange juice fortified with the calcium milk, right? An example of a recombinant nutraceuticals, for example, product from the recombinant plant, animals, and the microbes. Okay, under the microbe, you can take the example of the probiotics, isn't it? Then the second one, that is a traditional. Traditionally, we can classify the nutraceuticals as a according to their chemical constituent, according as a nutraceutical enzyme, and as probiotic microorganism. So according to their chemical constituents, furthermore, they are being classified as a herbal, nutrients, and phytochemicals. So herbals, furthermore, for example, aloe and turmeric, then nutrients, for example, vitamins, amino acids, phytochemicals, for example, carotenoids, flavonoids, isoflavone, glycosides, alkaloids, and so on. The nutraceutical enzymes, furthermore, nutraceutical enzymes are being classified as there is a plant, microbial, or animal. So plant, for example, bromelain and pectinase, both are the enzymes. They are having a source or which are being obtained from the plant. Then the catalase enzyme, which is being obtained from the microorganism. Then the trypsin and pepsin, which is being obtained from the animal source. So in this way, the nutraceutical enzymes are going to be classified. Then probiotic microorganisms, for example, Lactobacillus acidophilus. So in this way, the nutraceuticals are going to be classified as traditional nutraceuticals and non-traditional nutraceuticals. Traditional nutraceuticals are furthermore classified as a chemical constituents, nutraceutical enzymes, and probiotic microorganisms. Chemical constituents furthermore classified as herbs, nutrients, and phytochemicals. And nutraceutical enzymes are furthermore classified as plants, microbial source, and the animal source. Let us move towards the further classification of the nutraceuticals. Furthermore, the nutraceuticals are going to be classified as according to their source, according to their use, according to their chemical structures or phytoconstituents which are present in it, and the specific food item. So according to source, furthermore, the nutraceuticals are going to be classified as plant source, animal source, microbial source, and the mineral source. Plant source, the examples are cellulose, starch, geraniol, and so on. Animal source, for example, lecithins and choline. Microbial source, for example, Saccharomyces boulardii, and mineral source, for example, calcium. Okay. According to their use of pharmacology, you can say the furthermore nutraceuticals are going to be classified as a anti-cancer, for example, curcumin. Then for management of the blood lipid profile, for example, pectin, saponin. Then antioxidants, for example, gingerol, ascorbic acid. Then anti-inflammatory, for example, curcumin. Bone protective, for example, soya protein and calcium. In this way, it is furthermore classified nutraceuticals according to their use or according to their pharmacological category. Let us see the chemical nature of the ingredients which are present in the nutraceuticals, how the nutraceuticals are going to be classified. So according to their chemical nature, furthermore, the nutraceuticals are going to be classified as carotenoids, collagen hydrolytes, dietary fibers, fatty acids, flavonoids, phenols, plant sterols and stanol esters, probiotics, saponins, phytoestrogens, thiols, and tannins. So the examples of carotenoids are carrots, fruits, vegetables, then collagen hydrolysate, for example, gelatin, dietary fibers, for example, wheat bran, oat, pectin, and so on. Then fatty acids, meat, fish, and so on. Flavonoids, for example, fruits, tea, citrus, etc. Then phenols, for example, fruits and vegetables. Plant sterols and stanol esters, for example, corn, soya, wheat, and wood oils. Then probiotics, for example, shallots and yogurt. Then saponins, for example, soybean and soya food. Then phytoestrogens, for example, soybeans and rye. Thiols, for example, onion and garlic. Tannins, for example, coca and cranberries. So in this way, according to their chemical nature, the nutraceuticals are going to be classified. Then specific food item, furthermore, the nutraceuticals are going to be classified as allyl sulfur compounds, isoflavones, quercetins, capsaicinoids, then lycopene, isothiocyanates, beta-glucan, resveratrol, beta-carotene. So allyl sulfur compounds which are present in more specifically to the onion and garlic. Then isoflavones, for example, genistein and the didzin, which are present in the soybeans and other legumes and apios. Then quercetin, which is present in the onion, red grapes, citrus, fruit, broccoli, and Italian yellow squash. Then capsaicinoids, for example, pepper fruit, lycopene, for example, tomatoes, isothiocyanates, for example, cruciferous vegetables, then beta-glucan, for example, oat bran, then resveratrol, for example, grapes and red wine, and beta-carotene, for example, citrus fruit, carrots, squash, and so. So in this way, it is possible to classify the nutraceuticals. Let us move towards the market overview and the growth, right? So it is expected that, or it is one of the fastest growing field, right, in the area. So let us see the market overview and the growth of the nutraceuticals. The nutraceutical market is predicted to record revenue US dollar 671 billion by 2024. So it is whatever the graph is there, it is going to be sharply, it is going to increase sharply, or day by day it is increasing, isn't it? Developing countries have a high prevalence of the non-communicable diseases like cancer, diabetes, and cardiovascular elements. Therefore, the demand of nutraceutical is expected to rise in these nations. So whatever the developing countries are there, maybe you will find certain non-communicable diseases like cancer, diabetes, cardiovascular diseases, gastrointestinal disorders, and so on. So automatically, the demand for the nutraceutical, it is going to be increased, and thereby, furthermore, the market share of nutraceutical, it is going to be increased. There are only two countries are there who are contributing into in the field of nutraceuticals. Very first one, that is China, and second one is the India. Whatever the nutraceuticals, medicines which are available internationally, most of them are being considered from the Chinese traditional medicine. And second one, that is the India. We have the rich source of the herbs and so on. Nutraceuticals are also gaining a global importance and have become a part of daily diet due to increase the risk of diseases due to improper lifestyle and people continuously adapting preventive healthcare measures. If you can see the nutraceuticals, now we came to know that all these herbals, vegetables, carrots, then minerals, fish, and so on, they're having a very good health effect, and might be at least we have to supposed to consume in a small quantity so as to our health is going to be improved. If you can see our daily food, you may find the ginger, garlic, onion, so many volatile oil containing the spices. All these things are present in our food, right? And they are having the certain nutritional effect on the body or health benefits from all these things. The gradually increasing healthcare expenses are also the stimulating the demand of nutraceuticals. As the healthcare cost, it is going to increase, and furthermore, the demand of all nutraceuticals are going to be increased. So developed countries like US, Europe have seen a fast emerging segment of customized product, especially functional foods and the beverages. We will see later on what is the functional food or what are the different examples of the functional foods and the beverages. Maybe the milk is a kind of beverages, isn't it? Lemon juice is a kind of beverages. So nutraceuticals have become an opportunity for economic growth of many developing countries, which have a rich source of medicinal herbs and traditional knowledge of such plants, especially India and China. And the leader is China. So it strengthens whatever these nutraceuticals are there, they're going to strengthen the body defense mechanism and improve the body's immunity. And that's why the field nutraceutical, it is going to be important. Furthermore, if you can see the global market, there are so many companies are there who are leader in the nutraceutical field in the global market. For example, PepsiCo, Kellogg's, Herbalife, Centro, Nestle, Amway, Coca-Cola, Quest Nutrition, Nature's Boundary Inc., then Post Holding, then Cliff Bar. These are the certain manufacturers in functional beverages and the protein industry. Maybe the protein is a part of nutrition, right? See the graph which I have shown related with the global nutraceutical market share by product type 2020. So very dark blue, it is related with the functional beverages, that is the market share. Then the sky blue, which is related with the dietary supplement, approximately 19%, and the greenish, that is the related with the functional food. See the graph of the Asia Pacific nutraceutical market size from 2017 to 2018 in US billion dollar. So if you can see the graph, it is going to be increasing. The graph is going to be increased from 2017, and it is expected to grow, expected to double by 2028. Right? So this is about the market overview and growth of the nutraceutical field or the nutraceutical industry. Let us see the scope of nutraceuticals. Okay, we have talked enough about definition, about classification, about the market, and so on. Okay, why we are talking on this? What is the scope of nutraceuticals? One should know the scope of nutraceuticals. So, nutraceuticals are expected to deliver promising outcome in a prevention and occurrence of various diseases resulting due to improper lifestyle and food habits. The very first and important thing in the scope, these are being used to prevent and treat the disease. Furthermore, they are going to prevent the occurrence of various diseases. So their demand is going to be increased. And these things are due to the improper lifestyle and improper food habits. We always used to eat anytime. There should be the fixed timing for our food, isn't it? As the lifestyle is changed, automatically the timing for the food, all these things are going to be changed. One should not eat the food after 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock. If we become hungry at 12 o'clock, we used to search certain things at home and we will eat it or we will consume it. So that is the improper way to consume the food item, isn't it? That is not a proper timing to consume the thing. As you can say, there is a already we have discussed the things in the Indian systems of medicine. Whatever the body is there is a harmonic balance, isn't it? And throughout the day and night cycle, there is a change in the various hormones, isn't it? Change in the various hormones. If you can see early in the morning, you may feel the hyperacidity. The acid secretion is more. In the most of cardiovascular diseases, all the things are happening early in the morning. Say, for example, stroke, attack, and so on. Why it is so? This might be due to the day and night cycle and the change in the secretions of the hormones, isn't it? Furthermore, it provides all essential substances that should be present in the healthy diet for the human. So whatever the nutraceutical products are there, it comprises all essential items. Say, for example, minerals, vitamins, phytoconstituents, free fatty acids, isn't it? And so on, which is present in the healthy diet for the human. It provides furthermore energy and nutrient supplement to body which are required for maintaining optimal growth. So for our optimal growth of children, what requires? Have you seen any advertisement of energy drinks? They are advertising with respect to calories, isn't it? Why it is to so? Because that is a need of body that will help to grow the body, isn't it? And this is a way by which we can get all the energy as well as the nutrition from the all nutraceutical products. So it provides energy and nutrient supplement to body which are required for maintaining optimal health. So nutraceuticals are widely used in the food and pharmaceutical industry. That is one of the great application, great scope in the for the nutraceuticals. They might be used by the various food industries as well as the pharmaceutical industry. The nutraceutical industry is very different, food industry is very different, and pharmaceutical industry is very different, isn't it? And whatever the nutraceuticals are there, which are being used by the pharmaceuticals as well as the food industry. Various constituents of plant like catechins, carotenoids, lycopenes, then polyphenols, omega, free fatty acids, and so on have been very effective in the prevention and occurrence of various diseases like cardiovascular diseases, arthritis, cancer, gastrointestinal disorders, and so on. There are so many phytoconstituents are there which are present in the herbs, and all these phytoconstituents are having the ability to prevent or ability to treat certain chronic diseases related with the gastrointestinal tract, diabetes mellitus, then the certain cardiovascular diseases, then arthritis, then cancer, Alzheimer's diseases, Parkinsonism disease, and so on. So that is one of the scope related with the that is one of the scope for the nutraceuticals. All the nutraceuticals are going to be beneficial in these in the management of all these diseases. Nutraceuticals are useful in maintaining healthy prostate function, remedy for restlessness as well as insomnia. So whatever the nutraceutical products are there, they are being used to maintain the healthy prostate function. Furthermore, they are being considered as a remedy for the restlessness and the insomnia. Nutraceuticals such as the glucosamine and chondroitin sulfate offer a possible chondroprotective effect against the joint injury. So these are the points which needs to be considered under the scope of nutraceutical. Or simply you can say this is the scope of nutraceutical. Okay. Let us move towards the summary. So in the today's session, we have discussed an introduction to the nutraceuticals. What is mean by the nutraceuticals? Various definitions related with the nutraceuticals. Say for example, prebiotic, probiotic, functional food, and so on. Furthermore, we have discussed the general aspects. Then we have discussed the market and growth. And last point which we have discussed, that is the scope of nutraceuticals.